can even feel my eyes watering a little bit just because it's that epic. Hello everyone, welcome in. My name's Kai Zammit. I'm a director, cinematographer and writer based in the south of the UK. And today in this video we're going to be looking at the brand new cinematic from League of Legends. That's the 2024 cinematic titled Still Here. How these videos normally work is first I watch it, give you my reaction, and then afterwards I break it down as a filmmaker. It's also the place where I get to share my thoughts and opinions on the cinematic and explain why it hit, if it hit at all. So with all that said and done, play the tape. That's a nice little
is a hope.
Ooh.
Never a promise.
Powerful voiceover. Golden hour, nice long shadows, texture on the floor. Look at the visuals on it, it's ridiculous, isn't it? God, it's the music, isn't it? Nice. That low-key lighting. Whoa. The character design, man. Looks like something from Darksiders. Oh, we've got a little bit of ambience, got a bit of Foley work. Just to break it up. The eyes, gorgeous. Backlighting, very cinematic. This is fucking gorgeous. Oh, you pissed her off now. This is ridiculous. It's so emotional, so powerful. I can even feel my eyes watering a little bit just because it's that epic. Just wish I knew the characters. Yeah, don't come past this line. Yeah. Yeah, whatever, old man. See a lot of that in anime. I love those. Oh! Hey, she got him though. Wow, gorgeous. Love the fact that that special ability was still there. Wow. I love all the different colour palettes as well. You're getting a real good mixture here. It breaks the scenes up really well. Another cutting a special ability enough. I'm loving the character design. Whoa! He's a fucking animal, this bloke. I love it. That didn't come from them, did it? Or did it? Oh, okay. Look at the cinematography, that lighting. Yeah, this team knows what they're doing, don't they? Everyone that I've seen so far has blown me away. And again, got the water in the eyes. It's just so epic. Right then, let's break this down, shall we? Do you know what? Before I start, I'm so glad that I was video editing from home today. Normally with these cinematics, I'm always years later, but it's actually a nice change to see something fresh straight out of the box, should we say. So yeah, let's start this puppy up, shall we? Okay, we've got a logo, beautiful little animation going on here.
Is a hope.
What I really like about this is the snow effect that you've got on it, because even though, yes, it's titles, what's nice about this title is it references the opening shot,
Tomorrow.
which is
The hope.
snow.
Never a
Turns
promise.
into a nice little bit of powder. And then we've got our snow falling and all our texture as well in here. Gorgeous. But let's just go back 5. Go back another 5 because of the voiceover. So before we start, we've got the sound effects. We've got an ambience track. That means it draws you in as a viewer.
Tomorrow.
The voiceover, so in psychology terms, when it comes to filmmaking, we've got the voice of God coming in, giving you little bits of information.
Is a hope.
There's a hope,
Never a promise.
never a promise, which I'm guessing is the 2 angel characters at the end. So all this ties into each other, giving you a bit of a nugget about tomorrow. This is stunning. Look at this. Cinematography wise, this is gorgeous. It's his golden hour. And the reason why you want to shoot at golden hour is look at all this shadows. So if you ever get drone work or you're doing any drone work, shoot at sunrise or sort of sunset, golden hour, because you get these nice long shadows. If you're shooting in the middle of the day, which is just the worst, we try not to do it. If we do it so we've got the maximum brightness, but it's all about being diffused. So what we'll do is we'll do a very high key look, where this is very low key. Most of these cinematics are. Look at all this shadow work. Look, it's gorgeous. And you can achieve that in golden hour. And the camera, the way the camera was going in slightly as well, it was pedestaling down. Let's just play it back because I want to see it again.
Never.
What I love about these cinematics, they're very cinema, aren't they? Which cinema means movement. Like the camera's coming down, just on a slight rotation. Then it's dollying in. And look at this framing. Stunning. They're telling you where they want you to look. They're using this. So this is what you call dirty framing. Clean framing, these wouldn't be here. But they want you to look here. And this is where we're looking because we're being framed to do so. And also, with it, like most of the cinematics that I do here, is look at the lighting. Okay, so this is the brightest and whitest part on the screen. So that's where you're going to look. It starts from here and wraps around him. So that's where we're going to look. Then the music kicks in. Got slow motion, he's in pain. And look at how close we are to the subject. We're not really far away. By being here, we can see the pain on his face. Okay? Let me just go back by frame. I just want to see his eyeball. See, with the eyes, it's basically, this is the most important part in filmmaking, this section here. It tells you everything you need to know with the character. And you can tell when someone's a junior filmmaker, they're never going close. Bring it in close. Even in photography, bring it in close. And what makes it even more pretty, should we say, and more sexy visually, is got this little beam of light here, which is what we call a catchment. Stunning. And there we go. We're not looking at these. Yeah, we briefly know in our head someone's coming close to him, but we're looking at this shadow in the light, aren't we? And it looks very cinematic because, look, they're backlit. Look at the layers. Look, bang, bang, bang. Here we've got a vignette, which I'm guessing is just to try and show you that it's his eyes, that they're hazy. Yeah, so look, we're pulling in out of focus. Oh, we're losing focus. Yeah. But what we've also got with it is by having that vignette, it helps guide your eyes to the subject, which is this character here. And just as it cuts to black, full screen black, I believe it was, wasn't it? Nice change of scene. Whoosh. Yeah, then the beat kicks in. Got a new place, so we're in a new surrounding, a new establishing shot. So the first one, it started up above, pedestal down on a nice rotation. We get to see the whole grounds, and now we're at this location. So let's go back 5 and play into it. Movement. We're using our foreground here to just to fill our texture up our shots, and then we get our battlefield. Okay. We know, so I'm an outsider looking in on these cinematics, always have been, because I don't know the characters, I've never played the game. And you lovely people in the comment section always tell me who these people are. But I immediately know, as an outsider or a cold caller, that these are powerful. And the reason being is because the way the camera is positioned. The camera is shooting from just below the waist and shooting up at them. By shooting up at them, it gives them this power status, okay, on screen. So this is how you would film firefighters or police and things like that if you want to bring it into the real world, because you want those characters to be powerful. But that's how you do it. You shoot below, looking up at them. But look at the little catchment in their eyes. That's how you know a cinematographer knows what they're doing. They will always try and get that. Normally on the wide, you won't normally see it. It's only on close-ups they do it. But look, because it's animation, it's CGI, you can always put a catchment in there, in their eyeballs, because that's where they want you to look on screen. Because it's the whitest and brightest part on the screen. Even though it's a speck, you're looking at it. And look at this layering, look. So we've got our foreground, our mayground, and then our background. Normally with these things, you would normally get your subject being the mayground. In this case, they've got them being the foreground. So that's a nice clean shot, no dirty framing. Got our mayground being the sort of castle, whatever it was, and then the background being the clouds, which leads into the next bit of the shot. Just leads you in nicely. Oh, let me just go back a frame or two. Okay, guys, so where are you going to be looking on screen now? Okay, so you've got this massive, well, not really establishing shot, but you've got a nice wide shot, got all this framing. Where are we going to look? They want you to look up here. One, you're going to look up there because of the colour, but look, again, it's the brightest and lightest part on screen. Technically, her helmet would be there, but how my eyes went, they looked at her, then went up, or if they did, I will have to go back. They went there and then down to her, because I want to make sure that I want you guys as an audience member to look here and here. That's why she's centre frame. Look at this colour palette though. It's gorgeous. It's got this like teal and orange look. So we've got all this blue in the shadows, and it works really well in the fire. So the oranges really pop. A bit like Endgame, the Avengers Endgame. They did the same thing for battle scenes, and Halo Wars 2 as well, what I've seen on the channel. They're using that teal and orange look. It's very American, that look. Oh my God, look at this. So even though the camera's shooting down at her, okay, does that mean that she's lost her power? Technically, in this shot, yes. Because what it is, what she's about to face is above her, okay? So before, when you look at the previous camera angles, she looked very powerful. You look down at her now, she doesn't look as powerful, but this is more just to show her position in the world of world building. Fucking hell, look at all this. Looks real, doesn't it, almost? But well, that's a very thing I want to talk about, actually. Being that it's low-key lighting, it looks more believable. You'll ever notice that with these League of Legends, anything where it's really dark, especially the call, there's that moment in the swords, it looks almost photoreal. And the reason being is because it's very low-key, okay? All this shadow, you're hiding all the detail in there, and all you're doing is your eyes are drawn to light. So my eyes are drawn to her eyes here, and stuff like that. And this here is what sells the image. And look how real this looks. The reason it looks real because we're using the darkness to hide it all. If it was all high key, so very bright light, as in our subject was as bright as the background, this would look very CGI. Stunning. Look at the framing. She's just on the third here. Gorgeous, like the rule of thirds. So she's not bang in the middle. She's over here, filling this frame. We've got a little bit of negative space here. But love it. But being at a shallow depth of field, like we've even got this background. It's blurred. Well, this is blurred up into her eyeballs. Then it gets sharp. It's not soft. Gorgeous. Look at that kinetic cut. Let me go back 5. Did you see that, guys? So what happens is the kinetic cut is her wings go out. The camera zooms out, okay? It wasn't just a very simple cut, which most people would have done. They had it zoomed tight on her, and then they pulled the focus out, or whipped it out. Boom. And it also gives this motion way more power. Like, boom. Do you know what would be really fucking cool is if she did that and a bit of dust came up. That would have really emphasised the power of her wings. Woo! It didn't, did it? Only when she flapped off. Flapped off. But that would have been awesome. Maybe they didn't do it because they didn't want to take away the impact of when she takes off. But what I thought, what should have happened really, I thought would have been really cool, is if they whipped out, boom, it comes out, and a bit of dust, a little bit, and then maybe a little bit of dust would come over the screen. So when she takes off, or do it now, boom, then the dust sort of rolls up the screen, rolls up the lens. Just like, God damn, she's got some kick. Look at that. That's really nice. Let me go back 5 and watch that bit again. So you've got the camera whipping round with them. Love it. Goes in. Okay, so it was a speed ramp. A speed ramp is when they change the frame rate, so it goes from very fast to very slow just to get the impact. So they're coming forward, and he brings up here. So it also looks like what they do with action films is, you see the way the sword is here? What they do is they cut a frame or two out before impact. Obviously, this is part of the speed ramp. So, and then what happens is it gives you more impact. So when you roll into it, it looked like his sword came in crashing way harder. Look how beautiful this is. Look. All this lovely lighting. Gorgeous. This is great. Look at him, center frame. We want to look at him. He's being wrapped around by the rest of the guys. Beautiful. Oh. Nice. We've got this swooping camera action. It's just stunning, because what I love about it is they're using the visual narrative, so that's your visual language, to complement the characters, because they're like flying around everywhere. It gives you so the camera motion should also replicate that. Up we go, swooping about. It's nice and steady. It's gorgeous because I want you to look at the characters. It really is it's got that Darksiders vibe to it, which I love. Look at the lighting's back here. We've backlit all our characters, and backlighting is cinema. It's very cinematic. Every time you watch a movie, most of the time it will be backlit. If it's front lit, it'll be for a reason, or they're just trying to set the lighting in the world. But most of the time, your cinematographers, your DPs, director of photography, will try to backlight your subjects. Love it. It's only a slight. What? Let me go. Where is it? It's a shot here when she comes crashing in, and I think it's important to do this with your. This is cinema, okay? They're bringing it in. So look at this here. It's very subtle, but bring it by being not only a few frames. We're seeing this motion in her face. It gives you the wallop, okay? As I said to you guys earlier, this is where the emotion lives. It's all in the eyes, and I can see that on this character. Let me go back 5. Play into it. Love that. They got her crashing in on the beat and the music. And also, very quickly, again, using more of this kinetic editing. Okay, so your character is coming crashing in. So she zooms up to the screen, which is the fourth wall, which is us. She's technically breaking the fourth wall now. And the camera zooms in on her, or it comes up to her, but they do a slight zoom to give it more motion. And then the next shot, they bring the camera in fast as if you are her. It's just, sometimes you can use your camera to emphasize the motion of a character or part of the story that you want to. And it comes crashing in, boom, and he grabs her. Technically, she was on the other side, wasn't she? Wait, doesn't matter. I was wondering if they broke the 180 rule there, but it doesn't really matter. And yeah, look, boom, to the music. It's gorgeous. I love it. Here we are. Look at. Do you remember what I was talking about it being photorealistic? It's these little pocket moments I find in the League of Legends cinematics that just make it. They're like, basically what happens is in your battles or whatever it is, what I've noticed with these is you get your different scenes, and then you have like little pockets of where it looks almost photorealistic because they want you to be like, fucking hell, look at the visuals. And I am now. Look at it. Look at this bright white light. I want you to look at her eyes. I'm looking at that catchment in the eyes. It's stunning. But being that it's very low key, this bit looks almost realistic. Also, with storytelling, with your battles, you can't just have it all crazy, anything like that. It just, you lose the motion of what the story is. You need these little pocket scenes, and this is what, like a bridge of the story, isn't it, to build up the power levels. Another thing I noticed is they try to make it look very cinematic and movie-esque by making it look like it's shot on anamorphic lenses. I can tell because the way I'm looking at these little balls of light here, Okay, these little spheres. The bokeh, okay, is it's oval shaped. Okay, when you shoot on a spherical lens, which is like your DSLR, like still photography, it's round. They've made this look like it's shot on anamorphic, because when I shoot on my anamorphic lenses for clients or whatever it is, the films that I'm making for them, I have this effect. And this is why it looks more like cinema. But and what happens is the film is captured like in an oval shape, and then you de-squeeze it in post-production. And that's why, for people that don't know cinematography, that's why it looks more like a movie, because that's how we shoot our movies, on anamorphic glass. Look at this, fucking stunning. Oh, she did a blink turn. I always say to guys, okay, when you get your characters, okay, if something is dramatic, okay, you do a blink turn. So I'm looking at the screen now, and I'm going to blink turn to you. It looks more powerful. Look away, rather than like that. And the reason being is because you don't want to see the micro jitters in the eyes. With a blink turn, like this character does, it's more sexy, it's more visually appealing, especially when it comes to female subjects and female talent. Especially, I do it all the time. If I've got a close-up on a female talent, I'm always getting them to blink turn, especially if it's a product or whatever it may be. I'm like, go on, look over there. Gorgeous. And then we've got a powerful crash landing. Going with the music. Okay, guys, I'm going to say to you, why does this look very cinematic? And you're going to say, Kai, it's because it's backlit. Absolutely, it's backlit. Look at this. Look at this. I love all this transparency almost in the wings. Give me Diablo 4 vibes. Love it. It's really, really nice. But look at this. You've got this ball of light here, and it just highlights everything, doesn't it? And it's almost got like an oval shape to it. And again, it's got that anamorphic lens style will do that. It almost curves everything around, and it softens the edges, and everything in the middle is sharp. But it makes this character look incredibly powerful. And speaking of that, guys, why does this character look powerful? Because it is shot from the ground up, or below his waistline looking up. So in this battle, this exchange, he looks way more powerful because he's got the power status. Interestingly enough, though, even with her, it's just below her. You're still level with her because they want you to be with this character. If they shot down at her, which most of the time you do find that in battle scenes, if someone's weaker, they'll shoot down at them. But we're keeping with her because we know she's a powerful character. Okay, so it goes in, and now the camera goes up with her. You're like, okay. Even when I was watching, I was like, okay, fuck, something's going to kick off now. This one, even though she's on the floor, we're still below her eye level, looking kind of up. So she still has that power status. It's not like she's a weakling or anything. I didn't once get that with these characters. Look at this, it's fucking stunning. No catchment in the eyes, but that's fine. You don't always need it. But look at the bright, look, it's a bit bright there that I still looked. This is more about your surroundings. Look at this, that's a fucking wallpaper, isn't it? But this is from her perspective. But look at the lighting on it. And look, we've got this here, this sword in the way. And I love that because this is your foreground. You've got your mayground, which is this character here. And then you've got your background, which is technically this character here. And it just looks so visually appealing. The way she drops a helmet. Did we have ambience on this? Let me go back before I'm going to it. There was a little bit of Foley work. Because with the League of Legends, it's mainly just music score. I love that. The presence of an orchestral kicking in on that part of the song is... The thing is with orchestral music, things like Star Wars, for example, is a great example, or case study-wise, it's that massive ensemble, that massive orchestral sound, that ensemble coming together gives you that grandness, that scale. And I understood her power. Let me go back before I go into it. Got a bit of like electronic tones mixed with... I knew power was coming just by all that music, because music is a character, guys, in your films. A lot of people forget that. People treat music wrongly. Music is a character which is there to help you translate the visuals, okay? And audio, music and everything like that is 70% of the picture. Nice. Look at this. Right over here, technically she's gone past the line of the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is here. She's right over on the far side, but it doesn't matter because I've got all this loveliness. And look at this shallow depth of field, all this blurred, stunning. Backlit, looks very powerful. Oh, actually, I can see what they've done there because this is the other character, isn't it? This is one character. She's been energized. She's been motivated. Grabs the sword. Got this character here. She's doing most of the works. Okay, a bit like earlier on when they're in the sky. Got your frame right. You got your frame left, and you got your center frame here where he's all chained up. There's the target. Go get him. Oh, did you hear that? There's a bit of chain, or was it sound effect? Yeah, just that little bit of Foley or sound effect, because Foley would be closed primarily, but just that sound effect was enough just to pull you in a bit more. You can't just, that's what I like about these. They're not just scores on the visuals. They have sound effects in there, which just lifts up your production value, and it just pulls you in as a viewer. Oh, mate, look at the detail on this character. Like, look at that, down her face. Oh, and the way they added that echo, that reverb on her scream. Love it. Dude. Like, just doing it now, my eyes, I can feel them watering because of the power, the pressure that is built up in this cinematic. Look at the way she's looking down. Backlit, technically she is from the front, but she's got a backlight in here with a little bit of a pickup here, and look at this catchment. But my eyes are watering just by the epicness of it. That's how good they are. Center frame. Oh, that was interesting. Lean forward, goes up. Okay, so the camera tilts up with her, giving her power, and then the camera is pedestaling up with her, gives you that nice kinetic energy, so your eyes are flowing all the time. Nice reveal. What I like about that as well is the camera does a very slow on keyframes where it just comes to a slow stop. And the reason why I like that, it gives you a moment almost like time has stopped for that just brief moment. Watch the camera, look, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. It just comes to a halt. Okay, so let me go back and play into it so you guys can see it. Comes slow to a halt, boom, for a big release. Look at that lovely transition. Fuck me, I'm only 25 minutes into this bitch, and I've only done the first one. This might be a long one. Nice, we're going into the fire. Nice little smooth transition. Look, they want you to look at her, but the reason being is look at all this framing, and they use this sword and this framing of these characters to make you look this way. Look at this. And why am I looking at her? One, because of the framing, but look at the little pocket of light. It's the most brightest and whitest part on her of the scene. So I'm going to look that way. Not the fire over here. I'm making you guys look over here. That's what the cinematographers wanted you to do, or the director wanted you to do. So in this situation, they may not be powerful characters in the overall world, but they are the most powerful characters within this exchange of characters, okay? Because she is on the floor, but she's now below our waist level, so we're semi-looking down at her. We know she's the weaker of the exchange in this power struggle between these two characters. And then we've got these guys, which are the most powerful in this scene so far. I love that. And this is really interesting because technically he's on our eye level. So we're like, okay, who's this guy? Again, we're looking at him because we've got this dirty framing. But to them, he's beneath them. So it's slightly just under their level, but he's level to us. It's almost like the three, look at this, foreground, midground, background. So the exchange of characters, she's beneath him and she's beneath all of them. And they feel like he's beneath them. Even though for us, he's not. He's on the same level as us. It's very interesting. It's very intricate, this cinematography language. But if you know what you're looking for when it comes to visual narrative, it will make you a better storyteller. It will make you a better animator. I love that shit when they do it in anime. It's very Trek to, is it Tomy or whatever it is? I played the game recently. It's got that vibe to it. I love it. I love love it, the way the melodies come into a halt. And it just doesn't show you his eye. It's very inspired by, look at that, that's stunning. It's just enough just to clock it. Yeah, very shallow depth of field, gorgeous. Look, literally, this is the only bit that's sharp, that's in focus. The rest is soft. Nice. Moving with emotion. In any case, so they've probably changed the frame rate ever so slightly when it comes to this. So if you're shooting at 24 frames per second, you might want to shoot at 21 frames just to enhance that motion or of the speed of which your fighters move. Beautiful mixture of that. That's interesting. It goes back here. Oh, there's a changing. The reason why I pulled up on that is because it is a different changing colour. I've been colour grading over the last few days, as well as video editing, and so my eyes are really, your eyes get prone to it. And so if I look here, it's very ashen, as it would be. You know, blacks are a certain colour. It's probably YouTube compression. But as I pop in here, you see the shadow here. So I pop in here, it's a different colour. So this is like a blown out. Obviously, it's on a wired. And the smoke and the haze will do that. It softens up your blacks, which is tons of it. But in this close-up, there's not so much haze, so the shadows are way darker. So this has almost got a blue, a purpley teal to it, or tone to it, where this one is a completely different black. It's got more greens into it. So most people won't pick up on that, but I've noticed that. So technically that's incorrect, but I think they've done that just for the scene. Let me go back 10 and watch into it. So you've got blacks. Yeah, it's like magenta mauve. Yeah. Okay, so smoke, ashen. It's a different colour. So this is more green. Interesting. Technically, that's incorrect. If I was to put them both of those shots into the colour chart, I'm positive they would come up different. But shit, none of us are perfect. Again, oh, that's nice. Look at the little catchment in his eye. Nice. Yeah, if guys have to let me know, what do you think? Do you think I'm way off when I'm talking about the colour tones? But the way I'm looking at that, they're different. I'm not saying it's got to be perfect, but... Oh, here we go. He's got the power in the exchange. Looking up at him, he's also powerful. So we've got this you know, clashing of heads. So, okay, so we've got our first moment where the sword, he cuts it in half. I think later on the character does it as well, but it loses its momentum because he's done it here. Gorgeous. Opens his eyes. Oh my god, look at this. Remember I was talking about it being almost photorealistic? And you can do that because of the darkness. It's hiding all this detail, all these blemishes and all this stuff. And look, he's backlit. It's stunning. Catchment in his eyes, got a bit of reflection. I want you to look in his eyes. Also got texture from the, what's this shit, like little fire sparks. And then you've got this wrapping around him. Stunning. What I love in that little devil in the detail is the fact that it stays there. Which tells me if this is a character, most anime or something like that in movies, it would disappear. But I think they've done that for the game. I imagine in the game, whatever this shit is, that will stay there for a brief moment. Oh, let me go back and challenge myself. Right, so here we go. So I'm looking at this. Again, look at this beautiful framing. Look, it's telling you where to look. It's blocked it here. I want you to look here. Blocked it there. Lit that up there. Because I'm shooting down at him, does it make it look like he's inferior? No, because this is used as an establishing shot as between two characters coming together, or it's establishing the scene or the position of your characters on scene. Mate, look at him go. He's a beast. Did he actually slice his whole arm, or did he just nick it? I think he just nicked it, didn't he? Just to show his... Oh no, the sword's there. So that's... Oh, but then the way it curved up. No, he went right through his fucking arm. Oh, hang on a minute. That's incorrect. Technically, the way that framing is, unless it's the way the position of the camera is, he had his... It looks like it's down here on the next shot. It looks like it goes through his arm. But maybe that's the speed in which he is doing it. And then, because to our eye, it looks like he's going faster. And then the next one, Because technically that blade would be up here. He's already gone through him. Let me go back 5 and watch into it. Whoa! Yeah. He's already gone through his arm, but it doesn't matter. Maybe you guys, is that a special move of his, that it looks like it goes through it, but he's only just nicked you, he's just, you know, nullified a limb. I love that. He's running away. Nice. Let me just go back 10. I just wanted to watch a bit of that. What I love is you can see, again, with these action films and scenes, you can see the motion because they're putting in wide shots. If it's all close up, you're not going to see it. Like that fucking Jason Bourne shit. I personally don't like that. I like it a little bit, but not too much. I want to see the action. With this character, let me go back 10. I can see everything. Boom. Got a couple of close-ups of the character. His feet. Boom. Yes, it's done well. Look. A bit quite close, but it doesn't matter because I can see it on the next shot. Great. Let me go back 5. I'm going to watch the bloke running away. Right, so here, he's below the horizon line now, this character, which tells you, and he's above the horizon line, which tells you he's the weaker of the exchange of these characters. This power narrative, okay, this power status, he is now running away, because obviously he is, because he's a coward. He's legged it. He's now below the horizon line, which makes him weaker in this exchange. If he was up here running away, it would mean that he still had a power status between them, or they would be kind of on equal footing, but he's now lost it. He's below the horizon line. So imagine if you cut this screen in half, he's below. Oh, never noticed that before. Is that something? What's that in the woods? Because I wondered why it went up. So he runs away, then the camera tilts up. He looks up. Why is he looking up? Is something happening? What am I missing? He looks up, gets his power, does that, and then these eyes open up. What's that, like a demon in the forest or something? Didn't notice that the first time watching it. Too quick. Oh, what I was looking at was this, because again, it was the brightest, lightest part. What's all this shit up here? Are they knives or something? What is that, stars? I don't know. You guys have to let me know what that is. Nice. Let's go back if I watch that transition. Okay, full cut to white. Gorgeous. And this is our first character, right? This is... It was in snow, but the sun had gone, isn't it? Lovely. Do you remember I was talking about that teal and orange look, the blues and oranges? The previous scene was pumped full of... So the angel ones had this sort of teal and orange. This one, the one before, the Japanese guy, I'm guessing, the samurai, he had that very orange look. And now we're into a very blue scene. Pale. Look at this colour. So it's very pale, and using the whites, the eyes, it just really pops, and using the shadow. The music cut out then, and we'd listen to the ambience, the foley of the wolf walking. It draws you in, his breath, drawing us in. Payoff. Again, I feel like that one, him cutting that knife, yeah, it's cool, but we've already seen it with the other guy. They didn't. He could have just gone, knocked it off, but that lost its momentum because the previous guy had it already. I'll go back if I watch it. He should have just deflected it. Did he blink look then? Sorry guys, I'm just loving this. This is so good. Let's watch that bit. Yeah, he looks. No, he doesn't. He's got his eyes open. Okay, so why did he not blink turn? Because you don't blink turn when you're... one, you wouldn't have noticed it because his face is completely covered. You're not looking here at his eyes. You're too busy looking over at this. But he would not blink turn because your eyes don't blink when they're focused. If you're focusing on slaying something like he is, his eyes are going to be like that. Nice. See that? The camera pulled back then on the zoom, didn't it? Sorry, guys. I'm looking at this so many times that the camera pulls back with it. It's like a zoom out, goes with it, runs around it. What I love about that is you can do that in animation. You can't do that really in real life. If they do it, they CGI, it looks dog shit. Just don't look right at all. Oh, there we go. Look at him blink turning. That's what I was looking for. We're looking at his eyes, got the brightest speck. Blink turns. He's changed his focus. Okay, but it's more sexually, it's more visually appealing. Okay, technically, he would be like, his eyes would not probably blink. But because they want, it's just what you do in cinema. You have that blink turn. I did a reaction recently to a Star Wars video, and the character did not blink turn because he's just trying to prove his point of his eyes on the target. With this one, it's more cinematic, it's more visually appealing. Fucking love that bit. Oh, that was so cool. The way it swooped past and it went to the next transition. Let's have a look. Let's watch it go through. The tiger, what was that, a wolf? It's a wolf, isn't it? Wolf comes along. Oh, it just full explodes. Okay. I actually thought they did, like it ran past the screen into emotion. It just goes full cloud black and then does the reveal of the character. But because the reason I got confused is because I know it's running left, so camera's screen left. They make the fade on it come out on the left hand side, so it looks like it flows perfectly into a beautiful transition, which it did. So I love breaking these down. You get to learn tricks and what people are doing, see? And what made that even more stunning is the fact that she's walking camera right. Again, we're looking at the momentum. He's coming forward, the camera's going back, the camera next shot goes forward. Boom. Going forward. He's coming in. And then zoom out. Now that worked. That fucking worked awesomely. That's what you should have done earlier on with the sword, but the only difference is why this worked even more so is because we tracked with the character. I'm getting almost Overwatch vibes with this. The one where the dragons, where he shoots the arrow and it goes with him. It's like pop, and it turns into a dragon. But this one, we are going with it. But again, the item or the subject is sharp. Everything else is blurred, but it's got a little bit of blur, and it's to emphasise the speed of it. Gorgeous. Bam, and he bops it off with the brightest light. I love that. So good. All this motion blur, it makes it look realistic. There's some CGI stuff that I've looked at where they don't get the animation right. You need that motion blur, and that's what makes it look real. You're not playing a fucking first person shooting game where you take the motion blur off. I understand that, but this is cinema. You want that motion blur. You want that 24 frames per second. That's the type of motion that we want. Let's go back and play into it because I love it. The way the camera's moving with the motion, but it's not horribly shaky like you get in most action cameras. Like, but I'll be honest with you, like I'd probably fucking shoot it. Like most directors would shoot it. It's very action, but because it's CGI, you've got the ability to actually smoothen it off a little bit. Yeah, it's shaky to a certain degree, but you're never like, what the hell's going on? You understand what's going on. It's got a very polished look to it. That moment of the female character pausing for a brief second and changing her mind on the shoot. The reason why that's important and why they emphasise the importance of it is watch the camera is dollying forward. By dollying forward, if you do it on dialogue or on a character's face or on something or subject, it means that it's an important moment of the story. And in this case, let's go back a few frames and then watch it. Her arrow goes down. She's not going to shoot. We're going into her face. And then it emphasises these two arrows here, but it means that I got that was like respect for that character, and I understood all of that just by her dropping the arrow and the camera dollying forward. If the camera didn't dolly forward, it wouldn't have hit me as hard as it did. So it's amazing what a simple camera movement can do to emphasise emotion. I'm still here. And then the shock, he's centre frame. We're not looking at, we've seen them get hit, but it's fine, they're out of focus. We are looking here at him, he's centre frame. And the light is going brightest on his face because they want to make sure that you don't, if you look over here, you want to quickly flick back to him and go back 5. I'm still here. Okay, it gets lighter and lighter. I want to make sure I'm looking. She changes. Look at that, look. Fuck me, my eyes would would change colour if I saw her coming out of the woods at me. Look at this. Stunning. I love this off-whiteness that they've got going on because it's the sunlight. It's beautiful and it's got this softness to it. Almost like well, actually reminds me of Assassin's Creed, that bit, but this is stunning. It looks very cinema because it's slightly soft. It's not sharp like a lot of people expect 4K and everything to be. They've knocked it down a bit. It's soft, it's beautiful. It's got that. The rule of thumb with lighting, the softer the image, the more expensive it is, okay? So if you were shooting this and it's quite harsh lighting, obviously it depends if it's stylized, but you'd have a massive diffuser here, like a big sheet of white blocking all the sun, or softening the light, okay? And that's why, even though it's harsh here a little bit, but look at the shadows, it rolls off. Stunning. Look at this. If that was a further out shot, it wouldn't have meant shit. It will not as powerful as this, but because they've centre framed his eyes, again, bringing it in here, this is emotion. There's no point, if it's a sad scene or this scene, there's no point shooting it fucking right back there in the trees. You ain't going to get the emotion, are you? But bringing it here, we understand what this character is feeling. And go back 10. I love it. Camera's moving around a little bit. And the reason why it's moving around, it's moving in the same direction for the last 3 shots. Okay? So he's going in, we're dollying in. Okay? Dollying in because it's important. Remember what I said, bring out camera comes in. Very important. The camera's starting to orbit shot round them now. It's on a track system going round them, going camera right. Again, we're going right. So when the camera is on a wide, orbiting them or what's it fucking called? The side strafe. I always call it an orbiting shot, or camera strafing to the right. It looks stunning. It's fine. And look, and the light's coming in from that direction, surrounded by shadows. We know where we're looking. It just flows. Your eye just naturally goes. Okay, so that is following the thread of storytelling. But in this case, they've used their editing to follow that thread, that narrative. Nice. Oh, I see they're surrounded. Oh, of course they are. Look, they're there in the woods, aren't they? So that's why you got that orbiting shot. So we're orbiting them because, look, the characters are in the woodland. Which makes the next shot go up perfectly. And then they are just completely surrounded. And again, we've got that sun, that harsh light now. That's not... I'll tell you something now. That earlier on shot, if you compare the lighting from here to here, oh no, not that one, sorry, to that one, completely different lighting. That would be really harsh across her face. You'd have like a harsh shadow on her nose. All this would be really like too bright, but because it's a wide, you can change your lighting. It doesn't make so much of a difference because this is harsh lighting now. All that softness is sort of fucked off, but you're using it because you want to bring out the shadows here and get that texture. I love the fact that they've hardly got any shadows here. Again, they're in the woodlands, but yeah, this is fucking great. And there you have it. That was my reaction and breakdown on the brand new cinematic from League of Legends, still here. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, as it really does help out the video and channel. And thank you so much for being here and watching. Hopefully you learned something, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.
Out of time!